But I've definitely had it where, I've gone to places and people like make jokes about people converting in prison, black Muslims converting in prison. I had, after I first converted, a guy came up to me while I was waiting at the bus stop, and he was black. He asked me if I was Muslim, and I said yes. And then he started talking to me, and he was like, I converted to Islam when I was in prison. He was like, and I'm trying really hard not to lose my faith, not to lose my religion. But he said it was difficult because he converted in prison, so people believed that he wasn't sincere. He said he struggled with drugs and alcohol, and when he went, he just got lectured about why they were haram, but nobody was actually assisting him with those real addictions. So he said he went to the masjid and he felt ridiculed more than he ever felt like he was going to be helped or saved or assisted in any type of way. And so he was coming to me looking for resources, places that he could go, things that he could do. And I was new, so I didn't have a lot to tell him at the time. I was like, yo, I know of one black masjid over north. It used to be a temple, so you could try that because the nation did work with people, work with addiction, work with those realities of like black American people have with the prison industrial complex. But I was like, that's all I got for you. People, they celebrate converts in a very shallow sense. So like I am a convert. So speaking from experience and speaking from what I've seen, people are happy for like those first 24 hours, and then the happiness that you get afterwards depends on who you are. Like if you're a white convert, you are going to get more access to resources. People will make sure that you learn Arabic. They will make sure that you know how to pray. They will make sure to teach you all these different things. Nobody's teaching me Arabic. Nobody cares if I know Arabic. Nobody taught me how to pray. I taught myself how to pray. When I took my shahada, I could feel like the sheikh judging me while I'm taking my shahada. So I was like, and I had already took it before, because that was the experience I had when I was first taking it. Like if that was really my introduction to Islam, I would not be Muslim still. Because why would you convert to something else that hates you? If you're already black, I'm not gonna be something else that's hated. But yeah, to be a black Muslim woman and to be a convert on top of that, people really don't care about what happens to you after you take your shahada. Once they get those good deeds from it, it's done. I know a lot of people feel like America is something like safe, or America can be like made into something safe, but the reality is that it's very much an empire and it's very much a colonial state. And we see that with world politics, global politics, how they play out. The things that the US has funded, the people that have been hurt because of it, the people that now have to seek refuge in this country because we destabilized their own. And just going back into history, when people talk about how, it could be better, it wasn't this bad before, it can be reformed out. Like talking about Islamophobia, for example, you can't reform Islamophobia out of this country when it was drafted into it. For the United States to function, it had to be Islamophobic. It had to remove Islam from the enslaved African Muslims that were here. And you can never, that's something that can never be removed. That's something that can never be drafted out. That is something that's always into the very foundation of this country. To construct the new classification of race, to be Negro was to be less than human. It relied on total and complete dehumanization. And so that happened, and things like, there's a trope with roots, Kunta Kinte having to be called Toby. So it happened in giving people different names and jealousized names. It happened in making them wear different clothing. It happened through, the literal middle passage, removing them from land, placing them somewhere else, and then decontextualizing that connection to Africa, saying, through time, you're not going to know where you came from. You're not going to know who your ancestors were. You're not going to know who was lost in the middle passage. All that is gone. But to do that, you also had to focus on religion. So it was a combination of whatever they came with, essentially. Because some people came with Islam, some people came with traditional tribal spiritual practices, some people came with different combinations of like two or other Abrahamic faiths. But they needed to have control. They needed to have the one. And so the one that they were able to use, the one that they're able to have the religious authority over, was white Christianity.